Welcome to Cosmic Conquerors. Please subscribe to my channel. Your one click means the world to me. Folded hands, she towered above them, 8 feet of regal menace. Her crystalline shell catching the ship's sterile light and scattering it in obsidian shards. Queen Vexaththerra, sovereign of 17 star systems, stood with her forearms trembling. Fury barely leashed beneath her polished armor. Her voice, a haunting chorus from layered vocal chambers, rolled through the neutral station's hallways, echoing with a power that had sent lesser beings fleeing in terror. Where are my daughters? Each syllable struck there like a commandment heavy with the weight of empires. Across from her, Ambassador Liz Chen straightened her uniform, dark eyes unwavering as they met the Queen's 6 burning amber orbs. To decades of negotiating with apex predators had taught her. Never show fear, not even to those who could tear you apart. Your Majesty, Liz replied. Her voice calm, measured. Our search teams haven't stopped. The princesses were last seen near Section 7, close to the human quarters. We would never harm children, no matter their species. The Queen's mandibles clicked. A sound like knives sharpening. Children, my daughters are heirs to the Zaharian Empire. Warriors. Not infants. They could tear steel with their claws. They do not simply disappear. Behind her, the Royal Guard, 7-foot titans bred for war shifted, their restlessness thickening the air. One wrong word, one misstep, and the galaxy could burn. Ali Rodriguez, Chief of Station Security, stepped forward, his face, weathered by battles across 3 sectors, bore scars that spoke of violence, but his eyes were gentle and onurously soft. Your Majesty, if I may, he offered. Perhaps we should search the human residential decks again. Sometimes even the bravest children get curious about new places. The Queen's head snapped toward him, her neck extending with alien fluidity. You think my daughters would stoop to skulking through human fells? Not skulking, Ali replied. Careful, steady, exploring, in my experience. The boldest children are often the most curious. Something in his tone made the Queen pause. She had braced for threats, for bluster, for the usual posturing. Instead, this human spoke of her daughters not as assets or pawns, but as children. Lost, perhaps frightened. 6 hours the searchers combed the station, hope thinning with every empty corridor. Then a sound, soft and familiar, drifted from Ollie's quarters. The Zapirian guards froze uncertain. Their translators failed to name it. That is, the Queen began, her voice faltering for the first time. Purring, Ali murmured. That's purring. The door to his quarters stood ajar. Inside the impossible. 2 small Zapirian princesses curled against Ollie's chest as he dozed in his reading chair. There, alien forms, fierce and strange, seemed almost gentle now. Amber eyes closed, mandibles vibrating with a gentle, contented hiker. Thilder clung to Ollie's neck. Kina, her sister, nestled into his side, her crystalline shell dimmed in peace. The Queen stared, her 6 eyes wide. Her daughters, trained for war, taught to see all others as subjects or threats, slept, safe and trusting against a human they'd met only hours before. Ali's eyes opened, instantly alert. He took in the crowd, the weapons, the Queen's shock. He offered a sheepish smile, voice low so as not to wake the girls. I can explain how. The Queen breathed. They were hiding in the vents above the missile, Ali said softly. Scared, hungry, far from home. They fell out while I was doing maintenance. The little one was crying. He stroked Ken's head, gentle as if soothing. Ah, kitten, I couldn't just leave them. Impossible, one guard hissed. Superior royalty do not cry. They do not show weakness. Ali met the Queen's gaze, his own eyes steady with hard-won wisdom. Your Majesty. Right now they're not royalty. They're just children, lost and frightened in a strange place. And sometimes all children need is someone to tell them it's going to be all right. The Queen approached, her massive form moving with unexpected grace. She had expected to find her daughters imprisoned or worse. Instead, she found them safer and more at peace than she'd seen in years. You fed them, she observed, noting the empty bowls. Chocolate ice cream, Ali replied. Seems to be a universal language. Zix stirred, blinking up at her mother. Instead of snapping to attention, she yawned and snuggled closer to Eli. "Mama," she said in perfect standard. "The human told us stories about Earth cats. They sound wonderful." Something inside the queen's chest cracked. A wall she'd built to rule without weakness. These humans had done what her empire could not. Let her daughters be children. "I owe a debt," she said at last, her voice softer than any had ever heard. Eli shook his head. "No debt, Your Majesty. Just maybe next time let them know it's all right to ask for help. Even warrior princesses need that sometimes." As the station's crisis melted into the beginnings of an unlikely friendship, Liz Chen made a quiet note for her report. Sometimes the greatest victories come not from strength or strategy, but from the simple act of seeing the child beneath the armor and offering kindness. The Zephyrian Empire would remember this day, and they would remember that humans, for all their frailty, possessed a strength that could soften even the fiercest of hearts.